All right. Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you are ready. This is about to be an action-packed live. Let me just tell you guys, I am so honored. I have the beautiful Amy Ledgister here with me today, and we are going to talk power moves, sister circle, success, and just being able to embrace our journeys as well as being successful, the things we've gone through, how we are, how we've gotten to where we are today. And so I just would be like, literally, I feel like a little groupie over here. So when I tell you, when I met this amazing young lady, it was almost like, yeah, she's that girl. Yeah, we're going to connect and it's just going to be fireworks. So I don't want to steal her fire because as you can see, I know y'all have saw the bio, you've read all about her. So I'm just going to let Amy take the floor and let her introduce herself and tell us all about who she is. So go ahead, Amy.
Well, thank you, Jermaine. First of all, I'm just honored that you thought of me to be a part of your sister circle. This is an opportunity that I'm very grateful for. So thank you. And likewise, too, when I met you, I was like, this girl, she is doing it. So yes, I love to be surrounded by like-minded women. So yes, my name is Amy Ledgister. I am the founder and CEO of 3D Lash and Brow. We are the #1 private beauty college in Dallas, Texas. We have 2 locations now in Dallas and in Forney, and we've had the honor of graduating thousands of women. Many of those women have started their own legacies, opening up their own beauty schools, have their own beauty businesses. So they're being their own CEOs. And so that's what I'm really passionate about, is helping women know what they're good at, and using God to allow their gifts to shine even further. And so I also started a mentorship program called Aspire with Amy. It's faith-based. And I help other women entrepreneurs scale their businesses to be more profitable or to even open up their own academies. So thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, you guys. Did y'all hear all of that? Like, that was absolutely amazing. I heard #1. I've heard thousands of businesses. I heard thousands of dreams being birthed. I heard thousands of souls being like saved right through their business and the gifts that God gave them. So y'all know me. I always listen and just read deep into everything. That is phenomenal, Amy. Like, that's so amazing. So let's talk about it for a minute. So I did hear you say #1. How does that feel when you hear that what you built is #1? Like, how does that feel?
It's amazing to have the faith that God gave me, and then the execution to be able to see it come through. As we all know, building anything takes a lot of work. And so sometimes you want to give up, but when you see that other women are taking the fruits of your labor and planting it all across the world, that makes me want to keep going. And so having 100% state board passing rate school, students graduating, yes, it is amazing. God has really just shown up and shown out, and he's taken something so small and grown it. And so I'm just very grateful to have this opportunity to still do what I do.
That's absolutely amazing. So let's talk about it for a second. So we hear a lot of the success. We see how beautiful you are. We see your talent, your outgoing, your amazing spirit. Let's talk for a minute about a moment when you felt like all hope was lost. Like, this was a moment to where you was like, you know what? Is this really worth it? Because a lot of people, they see the success and they're just like, oh, they have no problems. Everything is perfect. Nothing happens. So let's talk about that for a moment.
Woof, child. Honestly, as an entrepreneur, that's almost every Monday. So sometimes you be like, this again, or you just think that you're onto a different, and then something new happens. I always say it's not rainbows and butterflies when you open a business. So you really have to know what your why is and what's going to keep you. For me, it's my daughters. I wanted to create something that they could have a legacy for them, so that they, if they wanted to step into this, they could. Some of them might, maybe, I'm hoping they do, but they're my why. So whenever I feel discouraged, but #1, we were an online school during COVID hit. So I had just started my school. It was getting its, bearings, finally learning the ropes, and then COVID hit. And now we have to go completely online, right?
Oh.
So now I'm having to relearn a whole new system of educating people. We started doing really good with online. And then for 2 years straight, we had students on campus and we had some students completely online, and it worked great. And then all of a sudden the state board was like, oh, no more online learning. And the students that you have enrolled have to be dropped immediately. That was going to be 150 students. And they didn't know that it was coming from the state. They thought it was me. They were like, oh, she's a scam artist. She told me I can enroll. And so anyways, I had to fight. I had to go to Austin. I had to get senators involved, talk to Governor Greg Abbott in order to fight for my students to be able to graduate. So that was probably one of the hardest challenges. And we were the only school, thank God, because I was not giving up. I'm like, my students need to graduate. We were the only school to get approved to be able to allow our online students to finish their programs. And so that was very challenging for me.
Oh, Lord, talk about I would have been laid out somewhere. Like, oh my God, is this really happening? Because, it's one thing when something affects us personally, but when it affects those who we're working with, that's a whole nother level of warfare.
Yeah, literally. Because they think it's you and they don't know that it's not really you. But anyways, we had to fight. And so, but it taught me that God can do anything. And even when you think your back's against the wall, like keep trying. They told me no so many times. No, drop the students. No, and I was like, absolutely not. And so I said, I know you're gonna work it out, and he did.
Look at there. Come on, God. Come on, God. Now let's talk about for a second. It's so beautiful that you're so bold with your faith and with your walk with Christ. How does that intertwine with being in business? Is it a hindrance? Do you get pushback from it? How does that interfere, or does it interfere with you operating the business?
That's a good question. I mean, God is in me. So like you said, it has to come out, and I can't, he's given me too much. He's done too much for me not to acknowledge him in everything that I do. So as a school owner, you're seeing it's a ministry. My business is a ministry because I'm having women from all walks of life come into my school. Sometimes it's a safe haven for them. You don't know what they've got going on at home. Sometimes they're in domestic violence relationships or they've lost loved ones. And so when they come to the school, it's kind of an escape for them. And so knowing that you have an opportunity to create a spirit-led business that allows the staff to pour into the students, they leave so much better, and they in turn do that for others. So it's a blessing being a woman of faith in this type of ministry, because I can see a student and not acknowledge maybe some of the negative that's going on around them, and see this is spiritual warfare. Right. Mm-hmm. This is the enemy trying to take this student out by putting all these obstacles. And so we have the opportunity to say, hey, you don't have to keep living this way. Like, you're about to get your license. You can start your own career. You don't have to depend on this man who's beating you or whatever. So this is your time to allow God to work through you by getting your license and stepping into the beauty career. So God is amazing.
Whew, wow. That's a lot. And I love the fact that you're so bold. And oftentimes I tell people, what's real always comes out. And the fact that I love God, God is my center. God is where my help comes from. And that's how we're able to do what we do. And so it's impossible for me to operate without Christ. So I love the fact that you're so bold with that. So just listening to what you're saying and just listen to all of the great things. Well, tell us a little bit about some of the programs that you have at your school. Like, if someone was interested in coming and attending and enrolling, talk a little bit about what can they get with attending and enrolling in your school?
Girl, what can't they get? We literally have over 18 different programs, from cosmetology, manicure, lashes, skin, laser, permanent makeup, tattoo removal. So we pretty much, anything beauty, we pretty much teach. And if we don't teach it, we'd have a great resource for you to learn that. So you can come and get your license or your certifications, start your own beauty business, and become a 6-figure spa owner or beauty business operator. So yeah.
Wow. So you have a lot to offer. I love that. I love that. Yes. Okay. So that's amazing. That's just absolutely amazing to know that you have a beauty school. Now tell me, have you ever had a moment to where imposters kind of snuck in and just kind of tried to overtake you?
Absolutely, girl. I mean, There's no rule book. I mean, there's so many books on how to be a business owner, but you can't use it every day. Like sometimes it's on the job training, right? So for me, absolutely. When I first started my school, I got the approval and everything, and I had my first students enroll, and I'm teaching, and there were many times where I thought, okay, I can't do this. This is a lot, but I learned very quickly, you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a team. And so that was my first lesson was I cannot do it by myself. Here I am, school owner, I'm teacher, I'm financial aid, I'm HR, I'm all of the above in the school. And I quickly learned I need to hire out. Sometimes you think you can't afford to hire because you're like, I need to save on this, but no, make the investment, hire people on your team. That's the only way you're going to grow. And but as far as imposter syndrome, I mean, I call her Toxic Tanya. Sometimes she be trying to talk to me and be like, Amy, no, you can't. You just got to be like, shut up, girl. And then you just got to keep pushing forward and let God speak to you, not the enemy.
I love that. I love that. And you said something very powerful about investing. And oftentimes I feel like that's the number one mistake business owners make. They always think of it as a cost, but they don't understand that it's an investment and it's to help grow their business. So tell, if you have someone out there that is unsure about investing in themselves or what that even looks like, what is it that you could tell them to help them understand that they can't be a one-man show if they want, a one-woman show if they want to scale and grow?
Absolutely. Like you said, it is an investment in yourself. And the thing is, if whatever you're investing in comes back to you, and usually tenfold. So if you are investing in whether you're hiring an employee, that employee should be able to be making you double of what you're spending on them. So that way it's if you're investing, you're getting that money back some way, whether it's services rendered, less work on your shoulders. But you have to hire out in order to be able to grow your brand or your business, or not to just be overwhelmed. We can do a lot. Women, we are amazing. We do a lot, but we deserve to be able to breathe and woo-saw as well. So hire somebody, please. That's what I would tell her, girl. Don't wait. Start with somebody.
Absolutely. I found, and a lot of people didn't understand this, but my very first year in business, I hired a staff. My very first, because I knew mentally, and gosh, that was over 12 years ago, but I knew mentally that if I wanted to quickly scale my business, I had to have people that could do the things that I did not have time to do so that I could focus on the business instead of so much in the business. Yes. Because, we are all the things and then we're burning out so fast and we can't create and produce if we're trying to run 5 different titles in the company. So that was my first thing. Like my first year, I was like, listen, I gotta have an admin. I'm not answering the phone and operating the business at the same time. Like, when someone walks in the door, I need somebody to greet them. I can't do that. I need to be in my office working. So I'm glad that you said that. So do you feel that you've been able to achieve the level of success that you have by having a team, having a staff in place?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, for sure. Like you said, you cannot grow your business by yourself. I mean, you can, don't get me wrong. There's a lot that you can do, especially now with digital, marketing in different ways. But the type of business that I have, it is an in-person business. So in order to reach more women, I have to have a team because I can only do so much. My cup needs to be refilled as well. And so we have students that really need somebody to be with them one-on-one. And if I can't do that, if I'm trying to grow, if I'm the visionary, and like you said, you have to eventually step out of being the operator. You need to be the overseer. So,
okay. I like that. So let me ask you this. What is the number one misconception people that, as it relates to the beauty industry and becoming certified? And, we have a lot of people that do things out of their house. And what is the misconception that you would tell somebody that is skilled in this area, but just need that certification?
I would say don't wait. Get your license for sure. As you said, there's a lot of people, what do you call it? Kitchen?
Yeah, the kitchen people.
I don't know what came of the term, but yes.
Kitchen stylist.
Yes, get your license. It makes you more professional. Your clients will appreciate when they see all your certificates on the wall, everything that you've invested in your business. You can require those higher prices because you can show that, hey, I put in so much more into my brands, my skills, my investments. And so that makes you that much more credible. Also, I would say another thing, just because you get that certificate or license doesn't mean you're just going to be rolling in the dough. You got to put in the work. You can't just be like waiting for clients to come to you. You got to hustle hard. Okay. You got to talk to everybody. And you also need to be your brands. Be your brands. If you are a hairstylist and your hair look crazy, okay. If you're a lash artist and you ain't got no lashes, okay. So I'd be telling myself, I'm like, where is your lashes, girl? Put your lashes on. Like, you are a lash artist. Like, that alone is going to bring you clientele, you know? So just be your brands, hustle hard, okay? And keep hustling hard. Just because you have a full clientele doesn't mean you stop marketing, okay? You always need to be marketing and talking about your brand. No one knows what solutions you have, what problems you can solve, what you can do for them if you don't talk about your brand or your business. So be about it and set a goal. Set a goal, like a monetary goal, and work towards that. Like, a lot of people just like, oh, I'm like, my students, when they come in, I'm like, what is your goal? Like, you know, you're not paying all this money for this license just to live basic, right? You coming here so that way you could leave corporate, create your own schedule, take the vacations that you want. So how much does that cost? And now it's how many clients do you need in order to make this happen? So yeah, girl, I
love it. Come on, Amy. Listen, Amy is giving it to y'all. Listen, y'all, I hope y'all are picking up these gems that she's putting down on this live today, because she is putting down some $1 million baby information. Do you hear me?
Glory.
Yes, I love it. And so you said something that I definitely want to point out. You stated that you can't require higher pricing if you're not willing to invest in yourself. And that is huge. That's so huge, because so many business owners feel like they can charge, but what do you have to back that up? So if you want to charge, 3-4 figures for something, but you've never invested anything in yourself, how can you how can you require what you don't even put out?
Oof, girl.
Yeah. How can you require what you don't put out?
Yes.
That's a real and raw moment. So I love the fact that you said that. We're in an age where a lot of people say, I just want to make 6 figures. Tell me, when you hear that, what's the thing that comes to mind for you?
Well, the first thing I guess I would say was why. Like, what does that mean to you? Because 6 figures to me may not be much. Well, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? What is your why? So I always say, where's your vision board? Okay. Where's your vision board? Where are your goals? Because 6 figures may not be what you really want. That may be just the term that you're hearing, millionaire. But I mean, if your lifestyle is 100,000, that you might be just happy, So I guess, what is your why? What is your goal? She's like, what is your why? What is your goal? Because I mean, we can take that 100K and go live in Bali and be, billionaires over there. So what is your why? What is your goal? What are your dreams and aspirations? What does 6 figures mean to you? And actually calculate it, have a plan. Like, does it actually add up to that or more,
I love that. Because when I hear the term 6 figures, I say, okay, so there's 100,000, there's 999,000. Where you falling at in there? Because if you got a family, if you got a mortgage, if you have responsibilities, that $100,000 ain't gonna last you 5 minutes. So
right,
where are you landing in there? And then what is it that you're doing that's gonna get you there? You can say it, but are you actually executing? Right. And just listening to Amy, what I've heard consistently is a lot of hard work and dedication. Because the woman you see today is not the woman on day one of her business. She's had to continue to invest in herself and grow her brand, and that's why she's a #1 school. Like, this girl said she's a #1 school, y'all. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that is powerful, because Dallas is huge. Yeah. Yeah. It is big, and to hear that her school is a #1, that means that it ranked over all the other schools as one. So that's a beautiful thing, but that did not come. She just didn't wake up and she was #1. That was a lot of hard hard work, a lot of consistent hard work. So, and that's why we're hosting these Power and Profit series, because we always want success, but are we willing to do what it takes to achieve ultimate success? So, let's talk a little bit about profit. So we hear the term profit. What is it that you would say to a beginning business owner that is just making money, but there's no balance sheet? They can't tell if there's a profit mode. They can't tell if they're in the red. What is it that you would say to them as it relates to that term profit?
Oof, girl. Yeah, Lord, balance sheet, CPA. You need to know your numbers. Mark Cuban is one of my favorite, business people. And he always says, know your numbers. If you don't have cash, you don't have a business. If you have no cash flow, okay, you think you're making sales, but if you don't actually see, you could be losing all this money. And you're like, what? It's time. I've had that happen where I'm like, it's time for payroll. And then I go to the bank and I'm like, where the money at to pay? You know what I mean? Because I wasn't watching the numbers. So if you don't know numbers, then you need to hire somebody who knows numbers and start early. Don't go ahead and get the CPA now or your QuickBooks or whatever you can, but you need to know your numbers and take a class. Like, again, if you don't know something, you need to learn, because even though if you have a CPA, you still got to watch them because they will get you. So you need to know what's on that balance sheet. You need to know word for word, all of that.
Absolutely.
Or have a good husband who will do it.
Look, okay.
I'm not gonna a lot of y'all. My husband, he's the balance sheet man, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I love it. Thank God for our husbands. Come on now.
Glory, hallelujah.
Thank
Glory.
God for our husbands. Like, let's just pause in that for a minute, because we are amazing, beautiful women, successful women, but our husbands, listen, they are the backbone, because we couldn't do what we do without them. They're behind the cameras. They're helping with the kids, and they'll get food when we're getting home late. And, they're just all around men. So shout out to our husbands. Listen, shout out to Amy's husband. Shout out to my husband. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all so much, because this is like, now I'm in another state and my husband is at home making sure that the kids are getting to their appointments, getting where they need to be so that I can be here to work. And it's just, it's a blessing to be able to have that. So shout out to them.
I always say, everybody always kind of says, like, they see me as 3D, but my husband, if it wasn't for him, 3D would probably been tax people already came and got, because I wasn't keeping up. Just being honest, my husband makes sure everything is all the way together. We straight. So yeah,
baby, it wouldn't be no ultimate entrepreneur if it wasn't for my husband. Let me just tell you that, because baby, they do all the things. Like they are. When I say do all the things, they do all the things. So let's take a moment to talk to speak to our people in the audience. So Miss Jeffrey is on. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have Deb Leister. Hey Deb, and T is on. Thank you for tuning in. Jasmine, Ashtony, hello. Happy Wednesday, all you amazing ladies. So here's something that I know for me was hard when I first started out in business. What is that pivotal moment when you said that I actually arrived? Like, I actually did it. Now, of course, we haven't reached where we ultimately want to be, but we've gotten to a place to where you were like, yeah, I'm here. I'm on the right track. What was that moment like? What did that feel like for you?
That is such a good question. To be honest, you mentioned imposter syndrome, and I call her Toxic Tanya, but I feel like I've been in the trenches for the past 10 years. So this is my 10-year business anniversary. So I feel like I'm just now stepping in and owning the fact that this is what I've accomplished. Over the past 10 years, I've built 2 successful campuses for schools, online schools. I've sold $10 million in products and online courses. And so I'm just now stepping into that. And I'm very grateful. I'm very proud. And the fact that I've mentored women, and now they have their own beauty schools, and I see how they're putting God into their students. And the other day I just interviewed one of my mentees, and she's has an academy in Odessa, Texas, and she found me on YouTube. And it's just seeing that you are truly inspiring people, and that even if it's just one person, that makes such a huge impact. So to me, that's how I know I've made it, is that I've impacted even if just one person, because there are times when it's very dark, it's very hard as an entrepreneur. And sometimes you feel like you're alone in this situation. And so if you have that one person that felt encouraged by your testimony or seeing you walk up and down the hallways of the school and like, oh, I want to do what she's doing. That's amazing to me. So that to me, that's my, I guess I did it moment, you know.
Oh my God, I love it. And you know, Amy, just sitting here listening to you, I just want to say that I'm so proud of you. I admire you. And I know we haven't known each other long, but just the times that we've had in person, there's almost like there's a breath of fresh air when you walk in the room. Your spirit is so pure, and you're just an amazing, not only mom and wife, but you're an incredible entrepreneur. And I just want you to take a moment to just know that we see you, girl, and we appreciate you for letting us know that, hey, it's possible. So I just want to give you your accolades and just allow you a moment to even embrace them and just say, hey, I'm that girl. And there's nothing wrong with you saying you're that girl, because I'm saying you're that girl.
Yeah.
Yes,
What do
girl,
they do now?
congratulations.
They do this now? My teen daughter told me all this stuff.
Yeah, my daughter, I was like, I gotta show my daughter, did I do it right?
Yes.
I love it. It's so beautiful to watch. So yes, thank you. So any words that you want to give to the ladies that are listening in, that are tuning in? Hey, Latasha's tuning in from California. So are there any words that you would like to share as we get ready to wrap this segment up?
I would just say believe in yourself, and God has given everybody a gift. So use it. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it. Allow God to bless you. And if you don't know, just ask. He will provide. God gives you the vision and the provision to make it happen.
Yes.
So nothing is too small. Nothing is too big for God. So just go for it. And even when it's challenging, keep going for it if that's what you feel God has told you to do. So, yeah.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. So you guys, Amy, also, can you let us know how can we connect with you? How can we enroll in your school? And then anything else that you have going on with your personal brand or your school brand, and anything, any promotions, anything like that. Let the people know, honey, how they can get in where they fit in.
Thank you. Okay, well, you guys can follow me on YouTube, Aspire with Amy. You can send me a message there. I have lots of information on how to open up a beauty school. I also just released an ebook on how to open up your own beauty school for those who are interested in that. And of course, Instagram, Aspire with Amy. And my academy, we have 2 locations in Dallas, Texas, and in Forney, Texas. It's 3dlashandbrow.com. You can go on the website, see what courses we have, send a message, and we will get right back to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, you guys, this has been our kickoff, the kickoff to our Power and Profit Circle series. And I'm Charmian Stephens, known as the Ultimate Entrepreneur. And my goal from today to the end of the year is just to bring you powerful women that look just like you, that have done it, are doing it, and will continue to do it. And not only that, we'll let you know that if they can do it, you can do it too. So I hope something that we've said have blessed you today. I hope you have been encouraged and motivated. And most importantly, I want you to remember to love yourself and to know that if you put your mind to it and if you stay focused, anything is possible. So have an amazing day, everybody. Again, thank you so much, Amy, for joining us. I'm so honored that you were here. And you guys, we will see you on next week with our next guest. And I can't wait for you to see them. So have an amazing day, everybody.
Thank you.